Good morning, world, and welcome to episode 68 of Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks, where your co hosts Jay and Cody meet you at the intersection of humor and sports expertise. If you're a new listener, welcome to the pod. And if you're a loyal listener, welcome back. It is Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. And what do we have for him today, Jay Bird?
We got a lot going on, man. I'm gonna be recapping the draft, joining in on the party of clowning Shedeur Sanders for his tumble through the ranks of the draft.
Mm.
Gonna recap season two, episode three of The Last of Us. We're gonna check in on the NHL and the NBA playoffs as everyone's still in round one, three
All our
weeks into
picks are
coverage
still
of this.
alive. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Which I really don't remember any of our picks.
Yep.
Um, We're going to check in on the UFL, and then we're going to close it out with what's on your mind. Before we get into all this, I'm going to let them know where to find us, Cody, on Spotify, which is where they're probably listening to us right now. Um, that's just Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks. You just search it on up. Just like on YouTube, I think YouTube is Tuesday Morning Quarterback spelled out as well.
Mhm.
On X, you can follow us, find us, tweet us, DM us a question at TMQBS, and then on TikTok at Tuesday spelt out at Tuesday MQBS. Uh, I believe that's all of them, Cody.
Yeah, that sounds like all of our platforms. That was good. That was a good run through, Jay.
Thank you, brother. It's we're getting into May now, Cody. We got 2 days left of April. As this week
Hmm.
comes to a close, we're gonna jump into a fabulous month, man. An
I'm ready
absolute
to be done with April.
yeah.
April,
May's better
May
than every month
flowers.
we've seen so far this calendar year, man.
I'm ready for May flowers. Um, we are gearing into summer. Spring break. If you haven't had it already, have the kids already taken spring break? That's in May,
Dude,
right?
kid, no, that's in like March, late
Okay,
March, early April. Um,
I missed
People
spring
getting
break
out of
this year.
school.
Okay,
May
that
You're getting out of school this month coming up.
Okay, that's on me. So summer break coming up for the kids. I just like it. We're getting closer to Christmas, Jay. And that's
Yeah,
the bottom line. We're getting closer
amen, brother.
to
A third of the way.
everything. Everything we're looking forward to this year, we're getting closer to it because
Yeah,
it's all in the back end.
yeah. We're at month five.
Hmm.
Uh, Once we get through the first 6 months, the last six are just plentiful with good times and smiles and lots of food. But
You
May,
earn the last six from getting through the first six.
yeah.
I think
And the good news is, man, The Last of Us is going to carry us through all the way through May, brother. Um, they'll be
barely.
with us barely, yes, but we're not going to get into that quite yet. We're going to start with the draft, man.
Hmm.
2025 NFL draft. Cam Ward first off the board. We had the Jags trade up with the Browns, giving them, I want to say, exchange picks this year. Give them a first next year. I think they got a second this year as well, and
Sounds about
then
right.
a few more. That's a lot to go up and get a corner or
Yeah,
wide receiver. I
yeah.
don't think he's playing both, though.
It's not like when the Panthers did it to get a quarterback. You're doing it for a wide receiver. Now, the argument is, well, you think he's a DB or a wide receiver first? I think probably a DB.
I don't know, man. I'd say DB just because I I feel like he's better, but I don't think he played every down on defense. I don't think he quite played every down on offense for Colorado. He played most of them though, over half. Um, I'm guessing they're gonna like sprinkle him in on offense and give him a full go on defense in the NFL and see how it goes. Um, I mean,
That's how I felt as well. And I was I was watching when he got picked. I had my eye out on his girlfriend. Or are they engaged
Mhm.
now? I was
Hope
making sure
not.
she was acting appropriately because we've all seen the stuff online of her. Um,
She likes to make it about her when he's winning the Heisman, man. You
but
remember
she
that?
kept it. I remember. Oh, I remember. And then yeah, there's been a lot out there if you've been paying attention. But she was on her best behavior. They might have finally got her some PR training. Said, "Hey, like we don't throw fits in public when everyone has the cameras on you." So she's doing better. Uh, just wanted to point that out.
Happy
Um,
she's learning, man.
yeah.
It's good to see her adapt.
And congrats to Cam Ward. No one's talking about him. I believe that was first reported on Tuesday morning quarterbacks
It
that he
was.
would be the number one overall pick.
And
So
and he will be a bust was also reported here, Cody, first.
correct.
We called the bust last year with Mr. Williams, and we're calling it again this year with Mr. Ward.
Yeah, so for those keeping score, that is one more in the unblemished box for us, and then one more in the to be determined box.
Hmm.
It will play out in time. Um, yeah, and then if you were watching the draft and listening to Mel Kiper, you might have thought
Oh,
Shedeur was going to be the third overall pick or maybe the fourth overall pick. And if you followed along and saw it through, you'd find that he wasn't picked until day three, fifth round to be exact. Um,
I
did
got a
you see
question.
that coming, Jay?
No, what does Dion got on Mel Kiper, dude? He's got to have something because
Some dirt on Mel.
I was getting the first round. He was, I thought he was going to cry. He was begging and pleading, if he was, if he knew, man, he would have a job somewhere in the NFL as long as he's been doing. And he starts showing all. He's like, this person goes in the second round, third round, fourth round. Tom Brady went in the sixth, but he's forgetting every other name that goes in those rounds is like the Sam Howes and the
Yeah,
Jason Campbell and that falls late in the first round. There's he just picks and he was really pissing me off, man. And he kept crying, and I wanted someone to stand up to him. I finally
someone
switched over to NFL Network.
someone did stand up to him eventually a little bit.
Reese
I forget his
Davis,
name. Yeah, a
yeah,
little bit.
he didn't do
But
it enough though. I didn't think.
it's his ego is what it is, man. I think he's just Mel Kiper is just mad because he was so wrong about where he was predicting Shedeur. But like, who cares? You got to let that go, man. Like
Yeah,
he would not stop talking about it. To me, that was the nail in the coffin for me with Mel Kiper. I'm never going to listen to him again.
I used to
Or
like Mel.
not
Well,
no more.
me either,
Uh,
man. That was ridiculous.
like you're gonna miss like when your job is not everyone's like us, Jay. When your job is predicting outcomes of the draft and whether players are going to pan out, most people are going to make some mistakes and guess wrong. You kind of just you'd think you'd be used to it by now, but
Yeah.
that was embarrassing and absolutely
Yeah.
embarrassing.
When did you? I thought he was going to go late in the first round, like or early second round, going into the draft on like going into Thursday night. I was really surprised he fell as far as he did. I'm guessing it's because of the way he talked about his offensive line in the middle
Yeah,
of the season. That'd be my
that
guess.
would have
That's
been
my
the
number
thing.
number one thing.
That would have been the thing for me too. You cannot do that, especially in the NFL. If you sell out your offensive line, like you've lost the locker room. I feel like. Uh, I was surprised. I wasn't surprised until Jackson Dart got picked before him,
Mhm.
and then I was like, "Oh,
And then Tyler Show went to the
yeah."
Saints, and then Jalen Milrow went to the Seahawks. And then I want to say someone else went, man. Oh, Dylan Gabriel got picked by the
Dylan
Browns
Gabriel.
before they
Yeah,
picked him.
the same team. Um, yeah, man. I thought I mean, and I thought it was funny.
It was very funny.
Because like no one's bigger than the league. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So like you can think you're entitled, you can have, whatever last name and the league doesn't care, and obviously there was something going on, whether it was there's reports that he, kind of bombed his interviews. It could have been just kind of the way he acts off the field or I don't know. But it was nice to see the league kind of prove a point with that. I thought it was nice.
I think I don't to fall to the fifth round and get passed on that many times. I don't even think they were trying to prove a point, man. I think they thought he was subpar and like at best a backup in this league for 10 years. So that's why he's there, and that's what they see him as. Like even if with all that
Everyone
other stuff,
collectively saw that.
yeah, with all the extra stuff going on around him, if you're good enough, you can't overlook that. Like Dion was good enough
Yeah,
where Cam Newton was good enough where all the question marks around him, it didn't matter. You're taking him first, just like Jameis. There's been players that have stuff going on coming out, and they're still the man. You know what I'm saying? They don't see him as the man, and
that's what
now
I
he's
was going to
gonna,
say too. Cam Newton was a great
yeah.
example there.
The that I'm guessing he'll go to the Browns. You said or before we started recording, I don't know how many quarterbacks. I know they got. I think Joe Flacco's on that roster.
Joe
Dylan
Flacco's
Gabriel
on
now.
it. Dylan Gabriel. Um, Hold on, because I've seen this.
I see them picking top five again next year, man. And I see it. I'm guessing they'll take if it's a better quarterback class, they'll be searching for quarterback. I think Shedeur is going to play maybe. You think he's going to start a few games this year? Over under five is what
I
I'd
would
put it
say
at.
I would say under 5, but I think he may start a few games. Here's the QB room if you're ready.
I'm ready.
We've got Deshaun Watson, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur.
So they're going to have three quarterbacks and probably one on. They got to cut Deshaun. You got to keep Joe
Can they
and
cut
Kenny.
Deshaun or do they still owe him just like a ton of money?
They're going to have to just give him the money and let him go, man. He
They
can't
do.
play in this sport anymore. He's not good enough. It's like he
Kenny
sold his
Pickett's got to
soul and
go
his
too.
powers. Well, Kenny's good is going to be on a roster somewhere as a backup quarterback. So I'm guessing
Well,
he's
are you
there.
cutting one of the rookies that you just drafted?
Put him on a practice squad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, okay.
Either
Then keep
Shedeur or
Kenny and
Dylan Gabriel. Probably
so you
Dylan
think it's going
Gabriel.
to be like Joe as the starter, Kenny Pickett as either a backup or third string, and then Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur, one of them's on the practice squad.
I think Kenny's going to be starting and Joe's going to be backing up. Um,
Okay, because Joe doesn't need to play a full season anyway.
no,
Yeah,
no. They're in a. Why did they use the fourth round pick on Dylan? That it doesn't make any
I
sense,
don't,
dude.
I don't get it. They also took two running backs.
That's not as bad as the
The two
fourth
quarterbacks is
back
bad.
to back rounds.
Yeah, I
You're pretty
I
much
just
saying neither one of them are going to play all year. They're not even going to contribute besides
man,
scout team.
it makes no sense to me.
Brown's
I
going to
don't.
Brown, brother. At least they got the
He
picks to screw up the next year too.
yeah. For the record, I think Dylan Gabriel is worse than Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah,
Uh, have you seen the Dylan Gabriel interview before he was going to play in the college football playoff? I think they were playing Ohio State, and the lady's talking to him, and he sounds like he's just baked out of his mind.
no, I haven't
Talking to
seen it.
this reporter, dude, he's just talking about like, yeah, it's gonna be a fun day out there. The weather's nice. I love playing in good
He's the
weather.
Hawaii kid, man.
I hate playing in bad weather. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. When I saw it, I was like, I'm out
Good
on this kid
vibes.
forever. Yeah, good vibes, but
He sounds like a cool guy to be your backup quarterback, maybe. He's
yes,
also almost 30 years old. I'm pretty sure
or
he's.
just like a cool guy you know you go surfing with or run
Uh,
into on the beach. I don't know. It was weird.
not you don't want to go into battle with him at the
I
helm,
don't
huh?
I don't want him at my helm. I can
It
tell
ain't
you that. The
about peace
Browns
and
can
love
do
on the gridiron.
yeah, the Browns can do whatever they want to do. I don't want to bleed in my team.
Well, what I got out of this, man, is I wish we were playing the Browns this year, but we're not. My team is, and I hope yours is, because that will be a victory, Cody.
What's crazy to me is the Browns have all those quarterbacks when they had the best one on their roster last year.
Jameis.
Jameis.
Well, this is a good time to talk about the Giants, huh? They
Yeah, I guess
also
so.
took quarterback in the first round, Mr. Jackson Dart.
Hmm.
So that quarterback room is now Jameis, Jackson Dart, and Russ.
That's
Uh,
also that's an awesome quarterback room.
yeah. Uh,
I
I'm guessing Jackson Dart's not going to start either, man. And Dayball's
um
going to go 6-11 again.
no. I think Russ is going to begin the season as the starter. Jameis, oh, I don't know how they're going to maneuver this situation, but the season is probably going to end with either Jameis or Jackson Dart starting.
So Dayball probably never gets any use from Jackson Dart because he'll probably be out of town by the time he is
Hmm.
a starter in New York. So he just wasted. Well, I guess this is the GM's. The GM is who decides which player gets picked. I think is
Yeah,
under that. That's my
under usual
understanding of the
circumstances.
situation. So, um,
I'll be
maybe
pulling for and I like Jackson Dart, dude, but I'm not pulling for anyone to start over Jameis. No, nobody.
no. Not someone I'm going to be scared of inside this division. I will say that as he came off the board, I was perfectly
Like that's
content.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Um,
fine.
I'm hell bent on making the Giants my little son for the next decade or so.
Your
I've been
team.
on. Yeah, yeah. Um, you want to
How
talk about the eighth overall pick, man, and the Panthers draft a little bit?
yeah. I initial reaction, I didn't like the pick. Um I'm not I didn't like the pick for a couple reasons. Number one, I thought defense was more important to be addressed that early. Now, we did spend most of the rest of our draft picks on defense. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to let it play out before I throw a fit. But it's another receiver taken in an early round that has like the same makeup of all of our other busts. He's a big receiver, not super fast. His big critique is like can't get separation. It just reminds me a lot of Jonathan Mingo, Terrence Marshall Jr., um,
KB.
Xavier Legette, yeah, Kelvin Benjamin, Devin Funches. They're all the same receiver in my mind. Uh, this guy's. I'm so tired of hearing it. You know, he's our red zone target. He can go up and get it. We'll see. I'm gonna give him a chance. I also don't like Jay that one of the like first things he was talking about in his interviews was like for his brand, he wants to be called Nalo instead of like other nicknames he's seen people calling him. I
Doesn't
don't
want to be
want
called Tet. I know that.
yeah, he doesn't want to be called Tet. I'm gonna call him Tet. Because he plays for my team. I can call him whatever he wants. And if he turns out to if he goes to the Pro Bowl this year, maybe I'll consider calling him whatever he wants to be called.
T
But
Mac. I
I
thought he
just
wanted to be called T Mac.
it's T Mac or Nalo and doesn't want to be
That's
called
Tracy
Tet.
McGrady, brother.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Um, but I just don't think that's where his
Do
head
you,
should be or the focus should be. I don't know if part of that is the reporter's fault for like the questions they were asking, but I would just prefer he be focused on football. Um,
you don't
so
get to
I'm
pick your nickname, man.
you don't get to pick your nickname. That's something that rubs me the wrong way. But I'll be honest with you, Jay. I hope I have to walk this back, and I hope I'm wrong. But I don't think he's the guy, man. I think he's going to be mediocre,
I don't either.
maybe another bust. So I don't love the pick. I will support him until he gives me a reason not to. That's really all I have to say
That's
for
fair.
now.
That's all you can do, man.
Yeah, I think the rest of the draft I was happy with though. Second and third round picks. Um, we went defense. Um, let's see, Nick Scorton from Texas A&M. He's an edge rusher, and so is Princely. I can't say his last
Yeah,
name.
he's on my.
Emmanuel. He's from Ole Miss. He's also like a D end or an edge, which was probably our biggest need. We got two of them. We
Mhm.
got Trevor Etienne from Georgia. That's probably in case Jonathan Brooks never comes back from his second ACL injury. Um, then we got another safety and a safety, and then another D lineman and nose tackle. Um, D line was big for us. I think we're going to be hurting at the linebacker position, but I do think we've put in a lot of emphasis on rebuilding this defense that got just gashed last year. So I'm I'm happy with that part of it.
You rounded out with a tight end from Notre Dame and Jimmy Horn, wide
Yep.
receiver out of Colorado.
Yep.
I think you need out of the
Jimmy Horn might be the guy, like, he could end up being the guy that the Panthers have
Mhm.
been missing. Deep threat, take the top
better
off the
receiver than the
defense.
eighth overall pick, huh? Could
I
be.
mean, we've seen it happen with the Panthers last year with I'm going to blank on his name right now, but our undrafted free agent from Holy Cross,
Yeah,
um,
I can't think of his name either. Coker, Jalen Coker.
Jalen Coker. Yeah, and he had a great year. So it doesn't have to be the number one overall pick if Jimmy Horn Jr. wants to be the Hall of Famer. He can be the Hall of Famer from this class. I don't really care.
I think out of this draft, man, you need two of the at least two of the three defensive linemen to start for you for the next 3 years,
Hmm.
or maybe a year to get going, and then they're the starter. Um, which I hope happens. You got a lot of picks, so
Yeah.
um,
Oh yeah.
I think y'all had was it 6 picks, Cody, or seven?
think it was. I think it might have been
7,
eight.
8. It's
It
8.
was
Yeah,
yeah. Um,
8 picks. You need to hit on 4 of them, man. You need 4 of them contributing this year.
yeah, and I want those edge rushers, complemented by the ones all the D line that we got in free agency. I want like three of them to be guys that can go out and get you double digit sacks any given year.
Out of all these,
I know that might be asking a lot.
cats you picked up for the cats, who who do you want to be the Hall of Famer, Cody? If you could pick one of these to be at what position would you want the Hall of
Yeah,
Famer to come from?
that's what it comes down to and position. Um, hmm. Well, you got to think like shelf life on a position, like wide receivers play a long time. Um,
I, I think by the time wide receiver's 30, though, you're like, oh, they're getting up there. I think like a
yeah,
D end at 30 is
defensive
like they
ends
still
too.
got more to come. Like Miles Garrett's 30, and he just Miles Garrett. We're talking about Hall of Famer. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's still.
but
I
I
think
mean,
he's still got 4 years of All Pro level at 30.
Mike
Even
Evans
30.
is still doing it though. Steve Smith did it for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Who
Um,
takes care of their bodies, huh? That's what we
yeah,
want to know.
I'm I gotta go. I'm gonna go defense here, though. I'll just say one of the either Scorton or was the other guy's name Princely from Old
Mhm,
Miss.
mhm,
One of them two, if they want to be a Hall of Famer. I want like a Julius Peppers length career. So I'm talking, 16, 18 years. Um, Average 10 sacks a year, maybe 20 in their prime. That would be cool.
mhm.
But
Safety would be
really, man, you
good, man.
beggars can't be choosers. If I
Get it
have
where
one
you
Hall of
can.
Famer in this class, I'll take him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Fair
That's
enough,
enough
man.
about the cats though. What do you think of the commies draft?
So we took Josh Connerly, left tackle out of Oregon, with the 29th pick. Um, a lot of complaining was going on Thursday night from commie Twitter, as
Hmm.
everyone was like, "Why are we taking left tackle when we just traded 3 picks for Laramie Tunsil?" Well, I got the answer for you, Cody. It's because he's not going to play left tackle in the
Is he gonna play
NFL.
right tackle, Jay?
Yeah, he's going to move over to right tackle.
Hmm.
Our Pro Bowl right guard is out until probably after Thanksgiving with an ACL tear.
Hmm.
So left tackle, third round pick from last year, Brandon Coleman can now move inside where they say is where he belongs because he's got them shorter T
Short,
Rex arms, you know.
shorter arms. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
So he can move to guard. Uh, and then when Cosme comes back, you're looking at maybe a top three line in the league. And even without him being there, you're still looking at one of the maybe a top 10. We couldn't run the ball last year. Jaden Daniels was our leading rusher against the Eagles in the NFC Championship. Going into it, we said it on here. Let's throw the ball 50 times this game because we know we can't run it up. We can't run into their defensive line.
That's
And
the thing for you guys with the birds in your division. And I know
yeah,
you harped on it at the end of last season is you have to build to compete against them. And like they are so tough in the trenches, O line and D line.
and then you got Micah Parsons in Dallas. You got Sexy Dexy.
Yep.
Even Thibodeau and Brian Burns are way overrated, but they just got Abdul Carter. We got to keep the man the he's going to be $1 billion man soon enough. Let's keep him safe.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm not going to complain with if we can keep that dude upright. Um, I don't know how you're going to stop him. And so no complaints about the first round pick. We went corner in the second round. Trey Amos out of Ole Miss. He allows us to put Mikey Sanders still inside instead of having him as an outside corner. So both of the picks kind of fix more than one position. I don't know how good he's going to be, but to me he's going to be expected to start both of them, the tackle at right tackle, and then this corner I think he'll start at corner, but he's got veterans to learn from if not. And we didn't have a third round pick, so fourth round took a. I want to say we took a wide receiver who's a pretty much a return specialist. So it's always fun, I think, when you got a new return man, a young return man.
Hmm.
Uh, you're expecting to be able to crib something, so
Yeah.
he could contribute. And then we took a linebacker in the sixth, I want to say. Yeah, out of UCLA. And then a running back, which I did want a running back late, and we got our late running back. Um, I really hope Brian Robinson isn't. I wouldn't say hope he isn't starting. I want someone to emerge in that backfield if it either him or somebody as the guy by some point. I want to be able to run the ball, especially with what we've done with our O line in the offseason and now in free agency and now in the draft. It feels like we're gonna be able to pound the rock a little bit, and I'm happy with everything. We only have 5 picks, so not to only have 5. It feels like you got people that are going to make the team and contribute, either as a return man or the 2 starters from the early rounds that I believe. And then that running back is going to get his shot, especially in this running back room. And then
Mm-hmm.
linebacker out of UCLA, we'll just hope special teams and can learn something. He's supposed to be fast and can cover. So I don't know.
Love a fast linebacker. Love a
Seems
fast
like a
guy.
little
Sideline to
project.
sideline.
Yeah,
Mm,
learn from Bobby Wagner, brother. Frankie
mm-hmm.
Louvu's out there.
Yep.
You ain't got to come in, and we're not asking you to do anything. Probably run down the field on kickoffs and hit somebody as hard as you can a few times. Um, yeah, I'm excited, man. I was happy with it. I do, if there's a question mark on this team, it's defensive line, uh, which we did not address at all. We did. We didn't address in the draft. We did through free agency a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm expecting the defense to be better. But I mean, we didn't lose anybody from last year's defense, and I feel besides Jeremy Chin, he's the biggest loss on defense. I don't count Jonathan Allen because he didn't play, but 7 of our 20 games last year. Yeah, we played 20 games last year, brother. Um, So yeah, it was good. Adam Peters has not let me down didn't let me down last year. I'm not gonna hit any sort of panic button on the D line. I know a lot of Redskin commie fans did, but that's just because it's April and there's nothing else to do but bitch sometimes, man. So
Do you ever like sit around and you're thinking about your team and you're just
yeah,
like, I hope that my rookies from this past season are training harder than anyone else's rookies and they're just going to make this incredible sophomore jump. And like in my mind, like my players don't party or like enjoy their personal lives. They just love football and they
I
watch
want them.
film and train.
I want them
Um,
working together, though, man. Like I don't want
yes.
them training on their own. I
Nope.
want them to love each other because do it for the man next to you. You know what I'm saying? Do your job, and your time to come to make the play will come from everybody else doing their job, brother.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we were speaking on if the vets are around rookie minicamp last week, and I was asking you about it, and I think the very next day I saw everybody was at in Ashburn, like at the facility. I guess it's OTAs, and that really it was just like, oh, they're there. Everybody's they're together.
Bonding.
I want 2 weeks from now. Well, 2 weeks from tomorrow, I think, or is it coming out on March 12th? May 12th, we're getting our schedule, Cody,
Ooh.
and that's when we
Ooh.
can. I want
Start.
all those guys to circle week 1 because that should be on their mind from here on out.
And I will start marking wins and losses for all 17 games.
Yeah. I'm going to be on prime time, I think, 6 times this year, Cody.
Yeah, I think the Panthers will get prime time more than they were last year, which was, if you even count once, it was because we played in London. I don't really even consider that prime time because half the country doesn't even wake up to watch it. Um,
But it
but
was a victory.
it was a victory nonetheless. Um, who did we play?
Jags now.
No, we didn't win that game. It was the Giants.
I thought y'all beat Danny
That was
Dimes last year.
Chuba
You
fumbled.
forgot to win.
That was when Chuba Hubbard fumbled, I think, in overtime.
I
in
thought
field
that
goal
was against
range.
Tampa.
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this. We might have won that game, but I think we lost on the last second field goal.
Y'all beat the Giants in England or
We
Berlin.
did. So we did win that game. Okay. All
Hmm.
right. Well, that's good. Undefeated in Munich. But I think we may get like 2 to 3 primetime games this year just because Bryce Young was playing better towards the end of last year. People still like talking about Bryce Young just because of the trade and #1 overall pick. So I'm guessing I'm putting over under it 2.5 for the
Yeah,
Panthers.
I think you'll get it. I think you're going to get 2.
I think 2 probably as well.
But you
And
could, that flex comes around. We ended up getting flexed with the Falcons late in the year last year.
yeah, the last 2 weeks
It's
if you're
more
in the
than
hunt.
that. I think like your games can get flexed, but then if CBS has your game, they can protect a game like that can't get flexed. So there's a bunch of
Oh
stuff that
yeah.
goes into it to decide. But you can get flexed, I think, from like week 8 on.
I think
If
when you look at the
it falls back.
schedule of week 17 and 18, they don't even have the times of the games yet
Yeah,
because
TBD.
they're going to make the Sunday night game like something that's contending for the division probably.
You remember last year? I think it was week 17. I think it was around Christmas. It might not, but it was like you're playing either Saturday or Sunday. Didn't even tell you
Yeah,
which day it was, let alone time.
crazy. Yeah,
Uh,
clear your schedule for the weekend.
I
You
can't
should
wait,
be
man.
doing that anyway.
We're going to be diagnosing that entire schedule in about 2 weeks. It's going to be a fun episode. Yeah, man. It comes out 2 weeks from today, I believe, so we can dissect it on
I'm
episode 70 for the people. Big show, huh?
I'm excited to see how you find about 14 wins in your schedule and how I find about 11 to 12 wins in my schedule.
I think I'll be. I think mine is going to be about 12,
You think
maybe
so?
13, but it's going to be a different kind of 12-win season than this year. We got the Chiefs on there this year and the
Well,
Chargers.
you got the well, y'all finished second in the division, so at least you don't have like first place schedule.
Yep. And then we
Um,
got the Bears. We got the whole NFC North, I believe. So you're going to see the Lions and the. Not
the
really.
Vikings
Yeah, I'm
and
not really scared of the
at least you
Vikings.
get the Bears, but yeah, because Darnold's gone too. Um,
They got a good coach though.
You
Kevin
still have the
O'Connell finds
Packers,
a
though.
way.
I expect the Packers to be good.
Yeah, I'd rather play the Packers early. I think. I don't know. They were. Feels like they get dinged up pretty good every year. I don't know. The past few years just felt that way. Um, Maybe keep an eye out for J Love on our
Ooh, on our
IR
injury
preseason IR.
predictions. Yeah,
Yeah, which we're not wishing any of this on him. We're just saying
yeah.
he's on our list to maybe think about
I've
as
got
we.
I've got people in mind too, man. You got to start putting the law of averages into this. And when you've got people that have been around the league for 6, 7 years, no major injuries, the
Mhm.
ball's in their hand a lot.
Saquon.
Mm,
Whoops. No, I'm kidding. Well, I don't know. We're just thinking. He's already been hurt too. Saquon's done his. That's not a
yeah,
good example.
he's done his
Not a
time.
good example.
I'm gonna pick. I'll say it right now. Y'all can tell him. I don't think it's gonna change anything. They call him the Iron Man, Jay, or at least his head coach does, and that's Justin Herbert. I think
Ooh,
his time is coming. I don't want it. I
he's a
don't want
tough,
it to come.
tough son
He's a
of a gun, man.
tough son of a gun, man. But um, I think
If
it's
he
coming
can
for him.
play, he'll play. But sometimes you can't play. It's that bad, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you see Sam Howell to the Vikings?
Ooh, is he the starting quarterback over there?
He's J.J. McCarthy's mentor, even though he's probably younger than J.J. Sam Howell was pretty young coming out of college. I'm about to look that up. You got anything else on this NFL draft, man? It's in the books. We're one step closer to the season. Feels good to get it behind us, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, that was
No, not much really. I I'm just excited for next season, man. I'm excited for
yeah.
next season, and I give my loser to the Browns for the record. I don't
They
understand what they did
they
in
get.
this draft.
I'll give my loser is the Cowboys just because the Cowboys are losers. I was really hoping they'd take Shedeur so Dak would have to deal with all that, dude. That would have
Oh
been
yeah, yeah.
fabulous. But
Hmm.
yeah, the Cowboys are just losers, so they get this an F grade in their draft.
Okay, that
F
plays.
minus. Uh, all right, brother. As we that was a lot. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
we can either jump into a little check in on our NHL NBA playoffs, or we can get into our favorite show on TV right now. What you want to do?
Let's The Last of Us, man. Let's jump in
All
here.
right, season
Uh,
two,
s-
episode three of The
so
Last
when
of Us.
yeah, where we leave off in episode 2,
Hold on.
spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. We
we're
are
gonna
about to
get.
cover
I don't
episode
think we need
3.
more than 10 minutes for this, so I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
an eye on the clock. We're gonna talk about The Last of Us for a maximum of 10 minutes.
So,
So go ahead and scroll 10 minutes if you need.
so we left off. Abby had just stuck that what I'm gonna call a 7 iron through Joel's neck.
Mm.
Um, and then we saw Ellie, see it, scream, and then Ellie's friend, the Asian guy, I don't remember his name, pulled up to the cabin. That's where they left us with. Um, how much time are you guessing passed between episode 2 and 3?
Well, they said it 3 months. I think
Oh,
Deetna said it. She said
okay.
you were in the hospital for 3 months. So I'm gonna say three and a half, 4 months.
Um, Ellie wakes up. They've rebuilt. They've buried the dead. Ellie is getting discharged from the hospital. All this fun stuff, and then what we were all kind of waiting for was when Dina told her that she remembered everyone's name. She knows who they are, the Fireflies, and where they are. And that was like, okay, we're back. And what did you think about the whole vote that they pushed it to on whether they should go after these people?
Uh, I thought it was. I wouldn't have voted to go out there after him either, especially if I had no dog in the fight. But I don't think you should stop. Like if these if Dina and Ellie were like, "Hey, we're going," uh, y'all don't have to. We get the vote. Like y'all still got to let us go because this is what we want to do. And also, we're taking volunteers. If they want to come too, who you can't stop them. That's what I would
Yeah,
have taken it to. But I also, if they were voting to send 16 of their best people out, I would have said no too. I'd have been like, no, we ain't got time uh, for vengeance right now.
it's
But
um it's tough because the people, no one knows. I don't even think, including Ellie, I don't think anyone knows why they came and killed Joel. Um, if they knew that those people are not going to come back, that this was a specific thing just for Joel, I think we'd be in the same place. No one would go. They'd be like, why
mhm.
would we involve ourselves, risk all these people if we could just encourage this group to attack us again? But I'm surprised Tommy didn't go.
Mhm.
Um,
I thought he'd be a little more upset, man. He
yeah,
seemed. I guess he's so numb to it though in this world of people dying.
I get
maybe.
it, but also like it's your brother, man.
And he wasn't bit either. He was killed
Yeah,
by
it's
the
like
person.
that's a hill I'd be ready to die on. I mean, in that world, it's not like you have entirely that much to lose anyway. Like
Yeah.
almost everyone you knew and loved in your old life is dead, and the last person left was your brother and someone. Yeah, I'd been ready to go, but anyway, Ellie and Dina sneak out with the assistance of the man who called them a slur in
Hmm.
episode 1. Um, and I think we're coming around on this guy.
Yeah.
He's turning over a new leaf.
I think
Uh,
he's gonna die. I think everybody in the show is gonna die though.
Probably. Um, but they sneak out. Dina, it's thank God Dina was there because Ellie did not have a plan. Um, Ellie was just gonna go northwest, you know.
That's right.
So Dina has the plan, and they make their way to Seattle. They stumble across what's up with those people that had the scars on their faces that got slaughtered by
Yeah.
the fireflies.
That was
Those were
weird. I didn't understand the point of checking in on them. Just
those
I
were
don't know.
weird people, man.
Maybe that's not, maybe they didn't get everybody and Ellie can get up with them, but I don't want her. If you got to cut your mouth, scar your mouth to be a part of somebody, I don't really want to team up with you, even if it is just a two-man party out there. Um, I don't know why we saw that and why they were so strange. Um, are the are the Fireflies and Fedra bad, Cody?
Think just in their own different ways.
Yeah.
Just I think in that I don't think the Fedra and the Fireflies like each other either.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I don't know. I don't think we had issues with the Fireflies until they tried to kill Ellie.
Yeah.
Until
I
then,
know.
we thought the Fireflies were good.
I think their views were like a little extreme or whatever in this world is
Uh-huh.
is what, because I know Joel wasn't a part of them before he took Ellie to him. He was never a part of them. So I don't know.
My
What do you expect next episode?
um next episode, dude, I don't really know. I think Ellie and Dina, I mean, they might be a little in over their head. This is quite I hope we don't have a situation where they get captured and then someone has to come save them. Their
Mm-hmm.
best bet is doing like little harassing attacks, if you would try to imagine how like terrorists would fight a conventional army,
Mm-hmm.
or like, think about Vietnam and like how the Viet Cong would attack like the American army. You can't fight them head on, man. It's got to be,
In
it's like Red Dawn,
the
man.
tunnels, huh?
You got to set traps. You got to
But
build
we don't
bombs and blow them
we
up.
don't
Like
want all of them. We just want one of them, man. Well, we want five
we
of
want
them.
about 5 of them. That's true, but it's gonna be hard to get to them.
I think we're
I
gonna have to become like get inside as
infiltrate.
fireflies
Mm.
and like
They
I
just
don't know
can't get
how you do
seen.
that. Yeah,
They
they
just
got all
can't
those
get seen
weapons.
by the 5 that know them. That's the problem if you try to infiltrate. Like
Yeah,
5 of them know what you look like.
yeah, but when you see them, you just kill them.
Yeah.
Don't get caught killing them.
Dude, I don't I don't know that these fireflies are bad yet. I know Abby's bad. I don't like Abby.
Yeah,
Uh,
every that girl and that guy, you could tell they weren't really big on it.
they weren't
Uh,
with it.
but too bad, too
Abby is
sad, man.
sadistic. Abby is sadistic. She's got problems.
Those
All I'm
kids.
saying is their group as a whole, the whole army of them, I don't blame them for killing the weird people with cuts in their cheeks. Because if I saw those people, I'd probably want to shoot them too. They're just weird and scary to look at.
Yeah. It looked like something from Game of Thrones, didn't it, man?
Freaks, man. It's like they're in the wrong universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still just regular
They look like the
regular people
Thins.
here.
They
Yeah.
look like the Thins from Game of Thrones. That's
Hmm.
spot on, Jay.
I was
Yeah.
wondering uh, what they were, but
Yeah.
that's it. Those are the people on the other side of the wall, right, with the wildlings, Cody.
Yeah, they eat humans.
Cannibalism. I'm
Yeah.
sure those people did too.
Freaks.
Uh, we're about up on our 10 minutes. So you ready to come out?
Yeah,
Come
ready
out
to
of this
come
thing?
out. What are you predicting next episode? Let's get our predictions in and
I'm
then
just
let's,
I'm just expecting them to. I think they're gonna find a way to like be allowed in this town. Now they're probably gonna be told they can't leave when they come in, is what I'm expecting. And I don't know, man. I think it's just gonna be them kind of starting to blend in with this Firefly crowd, and maybe we get a glimpse of one of the five that got our man,
yeah.
and we get a. I expect some violence though. It's last episode. It was strange not having any violence.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, I am the only reason I'm nervous. I think we're getting a flashback episode, one episode this season that's going to be of what happened to Eugene, who is the guy that was married to the therapist that Joel had to kill.
mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna get. Well, I think we're gonna see everything that took place there and why Joel had to kill him. And I'm just not looking forward to that episode because I kind of hate flashback episodes in general, man. You lose the plot. It's
Yeah, and that therapist, man, it's like she knows Ellie's got that she's immune, like she's close to it,
Mhm.
and when she finds out, I don't think it's going to be good for us.
No, I agree with you on that.
Um, all right, that's it for the Last of Us. We're on to still round one of our hockey and basketball playoffs.
Yeah,
Lakers down 3-1.
not looking good for the Lake show. It seems like my trick by picking them in hopes they would lose is gonna work. That's what that's what it's
Mhm.
looking like. So we're one game away from that.
Did you
Um,
see JJ in game four played all his starters the entire second half? And that's the first time that happened in the NBA since I think '97.
no rest.
Uh, a lot of
I did
blame got thrown at JJ after that game.
I did not see that. What I did see was one, LeBron James, he he turned the ball over, inbounding it with like under 30 seconds. Um, so that will like that wasn't he you could say he lost the game. Um, but then with 10 seconds left, Anthony Edwards was driving. LeBron stripped it. It hit off Anthony Edwards' leg and went out of bounds. Lakers ball. Refs called it Lakers ball. They reviewed it, overturned it, called it a foul on LeBron, and the T Wolves got two free throws. Uh, I don't know if you saw that. I did. I didn't. I mean, it's the NBA, so I don't really care. But I thought that was wild to overturn that, and it wasn't like egregious or anything. Um,
Yeah.
I don't like slowing things down. I'm all for like if you need to see who the ball is out on, but I don't like calling a foul after the fact when you're looking at it in slow
Mhm.
motion. It doesn't happen in slow motion.
Yeah, I seen them come out and say there should have been a foul called when Lucas slipped on the ground. Well, it was incidental where he stepped on the Timberwolves defender's foot and fell down, and they used the timeout. But if they call a foul, it's like it's two free throws for Luca, and they're down one. But you can't just dissect, like you said, dissect things that happen at regular time and make the game something it's not.
Yeah.
Uh, a review show. I didn't watch any basketball this past week. Besides, I cut on the Timberwolves and Lakers with like last minute and a half of Game 3 and 4, just because I saw the score
Uh-huh.
and a little. I didn't watch. I think I watched the end of the Stars, and I think the Stars were playing the Avalanche when they won in overtime. Um, are the Hurricanes up 3-1, Cody?
Hurricanes are up 3-1. Freddie Anderson, I do not know if he is playing in game five. He had to leave in the second period of game four. He got head-butted and got a concussion.
They did
That was a
that
very
last fall.
controversial play. They called it, I think they called it like a 5-minute major. Uh, and then they like cut it back to nothing, no penalty
Mm,
whatsoever. A lot of people were up in arms about that. Um, Nonetheless, uh, they're up 3-1 going into game five back in Carolina. Let's see. Florida Panthers are up 3-1. So
yeah,
that's not looking good for Tampa Bay. However, 3-1 is not the same in hockey as it is basketball.
no.
Um,
Um, Wild and Knights are 2-2. Oilers and Kings are 2-2. The Caps are up 3-1 in their
Avs
series.
and the Stars is knotted up 2-2. They're
There's a
playing as we speak.
there's a lot of good no sweeps, brother. No sweeps in this glorious hockey. I don't believe there's any sweeps. Maybe I'm being fooled.
No, I don't. I
I
think
don't see
everyone's won a
anyone moved
game.
on.
Yeah.
Uh, the Cavaliers did sweep the Heat. Um, I think the Celtics swept the Magic, or they're damn near about to tomorrow or today, as the listeners are listening on Tuesday.
It's
Oh no,
3-1.
yeah, Magic's actually got one. No sweep in the NBA either, or I just said the sweep.
I think
The
the
Heat,
Cavs have to beat the Heat one
they
more
beat them.
time.
They beat them tonight. Last night, they crushed them. They were up 72
Oh, I
to
see that.
33 at halftime.
Okay.
Uh, so next week, uh, I, when we're doing this podcast, there's probably going to be still some round one basketball going on, but
Yes.
we will be in the second round of the hockey
Uh-huh.
playoffs. So
It's
we'll get to check
unbelievable.
on our picks and maybe re-diagnose what's going on, but we'll be alive. I'm more than confident about that.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything you want to say on hockey or
I'm
NBA?
good. Just go Canes. That's all.
Yeah.
Go Canes.
Um, I'm not yet rooting against the Canes, but I will find I'm probably rooting for the Caps, man. Um, just because of. Oh, did you see we're building a new stadium in DC for the commies?
Oh, congrats. You need one.
Yeah, it's going to be in DC now, and they're going back to RFK. I'm guessing it'll
Okay.
be done around 2030. So next
Okay.
time we go catch a game up there, Cody, we won't have to Uber an hour out of DC to go watch it.
Well, that
Probably
is
only
if we
30 minutes.
don't go to one in the next 5 years, which it is possible that we go to one.
That's true. I hope it's in Charlotte, though, brother.
Yeah,
Uh,
you and me both. You and me both. Um,
I'd like to maybe go watch them play in a playoff game at some point against each other, man. That's got to happen
yeah, that'd be
sometime in
hard
my life.
though. That would be really hard for the loser.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof,
Um,
I couldn't imagine that.
hopefully,
Mm.
it's a wild card game.
Yeah. I have seen a Panthers victory in person. It wasn't a wild card game, and I would highly recommend it. It
Mm,
is it's talk about being on top of the world. You don't care
abs-
about anything, man, other than football, not work, not
uh-huh.
school, not bills, not the
Yeah,
economy. It's
I have not
great.
seen that man in person. I plan on it though.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
point.
Would
Um,
highly recommend.
UFL, man, I didn't see anything on it this week. Not a single thing.
Well, I watched, so I'll
Can I
cover
get
for
one?
us real quick. The DC Defenders, I mean, one insane comeback, a comeback that was so good that I cut the TV off that
Um,
channel, and then I had to go back to it when I saw they were coming back. Um, Ended up pulling it off 37-33. The
wow.
Renegades, what happened? Yeah. Um, they were down big, man. It was like a three-score game at halftime. And then the Renegades turned it over late. The DC Defenders gave it right back to them late, three and out, get the ball back, touchdown. Um, Defenders win. Yeah, these guys, they might have what it takes to win a championship. Um, so we'll see. Like I said, I don't want to waste a championship on them. Um,
And we
but
don't want DC wasting it on them either, man.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, my boys had my boys took it in OT.
yeah. Y'all
Uh,
did win.
first win
Congrats.
of the year.
Yeah, that's a big
We were up 17 to.
self-respect win.
I feel like even though the record looks a lot like the same as last year, I feel like it's a better year in Memphis. I don't know why. It just seems like we're competing a little more, showing a little more heart, even though I have not watched.
Let me tell you something, man. When you are 0-4 and then you win a game in overtime, that game means absolutely nothing to everybody outside of that building. But the people
That's
inside the
right.
building, it means a lot. It's a big self-respect
Hmm.
statement. Like we can win a
We
football game.
we
Um,
can win in this league. We can win.
yep, yep, yep. So
Um,
congratulations,
my computer's
Showboats.
acting funny, man.
We're still good on my end. I still
All
see
right,
and
it's
hear you
like
good.
I'm lagging a little bit, is what I'd say. Maybe I think I'm kind of coming back, but
Okay.
yeah. Congrats to my boys. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
let's turn one win into two. That's all
Yeah.
you can do, and then you go from there. Take it week by week. We see where we are at the end of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, we
I
saw
know we
the
competed with the best team in the league.
yeah, we saw the Blue
That's your team.
Cox. We saw the Blue
Hmm.
Cox start their season 0-4. And that team ended up competing for a conference championship, if I remember correct. After that team went through a lot too. Their locker room burnt down. Um, if you haven't seen the
Yeah.
documentary, I'd recommend you all check it out. That's Division 3 football's finest.
Yes, please do.
Yes.
Resilient group bunch
Mhm.
with a hell of a head coach, and damn good athletic direction, and an even better as nutritionist and
Yes.
assistant
Offensive
coach,
line
offensive
coach.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get some.
you can learn a lot.
Hmm.
We're at that time, man, where there's just one more thing, and then we're out.
Oh, there's just one
And
more thing.
what is on your mind, Cody?
um, this week I'm gonna stay in the sports world for what's on my mind. Um, we're
Me
gonna talk
too.
about this. we're going to talk about the state of the Atlanta Braves. So we started off 0-7 on the season, Jay. You may not know this. We've won 8 of our last 10. It's going to be 9 of 11 once we finish off the Rockies here on Monday night. Um, this team is coming together nicely, and we still do not have Ronald Acuna back. We've got Alex Verdugo. We got him from the Yankees. He's been a spark to the lineup, and then Marcelo Zuna, Austin Riley, um, Sean Murphy. He's only hitting 240, but his OPS is over 1,000 because he's hit like 9 home runs, and he's only played about half the season thus far. So our offense is finding itself. We've still got Acuna coming back. Just got Spencer Strider back. Um, things are on the up and up in my right hand here. Now, on the other hand, I don't know if you saw the drama that took place last week with the Braves, but if not, I'm gonna fill you in. So I believe it was Eli White. I think it was Eli White. It could have been Nick Allen, but I think it was Eli White. Didn't run out a ball. Um,
Hmm.
essentially, what was it? It should have been a double, and it was only a single or something, or I don't remember. It's not what actually happened is not important. He didn't run out of ball. Brian Snitker, our skipper, was questioned about this in the post-game conference because historically he has benched Ronald Acuna for not running out the ball. So Snitker did not see the play. He was just like, "What was I supposed to reprimand him or whatever?" Um, was a little confused by the question. Well, Ronald Acuna took offense to it that this guy didn't get benched while he did. So Ronald Acuna tweets that they would have benched me if they would have benched me if it were me. Um, the Braves turn around and say, "Hey, once you're off the IL in your rehab assignment and back with the club, you're suspended for 3 games for yeah for tweeting, taking this business to Twitter and tweeting about your manager, disrespecting your skipper." And Jeff Francoeur, um, longtime Brave, he's in the booth now. Uh, went on this podcast and just roasted Ronald Acuna, and he is the color commentator for the Braves, like
Mm.
affiliated with the Braves. It was like we won a World Series without him in 2021, and like
Mm.
we don't need him. No one's bigger than the A, uh, which
Come
is
on.
a quote from Hank Aaron. Um, so while the team is playing much better, there is some drama going on behind
Good,
the
man.
scenes with Ronald Acuna, and I do like it. I do like that the organization is not gonna like allow stuff like that to take place. Um, I think there's Ronald Acuna was warned quite a few times before he was benched for not running out um, the ball. So I hope this isn't the beginning of a divorce between the Braves and Ronald Acuna Jr. I really don't.
It's
Uh,
just let it be one of those family fights, man, where
I
it's
hope
like,
so.
yeah, everybody saw us fight, but who cares? We move on.
Yeah,
Do, when is he expected back
I
out of,
think
after his suspension? I guess.
think pretty soon, man. So the doctor has cleared him. I know he started like training with some Braves like athletic trainer personnel. Like he is cleared to play by the doctor. So I don't think it's going to be very long before he's in his rehab assignment in the minors.
Mm.
So I would say like probably 3 weeks to a month, you'd expect to see him in the bigs again.
Before
Um,
June 1st, that's what we're looking at.
yeah, yeah. So like he's close. So he'll be with the team soon, and I just, hopefully he can pick up and there's no there's no weirdness, there's no like bad stuff going on in the locker room, and we can all just play ball is what I'm hoping for. Um, because the Braves season looks like it's turning around, and we all know, he is an MVP caliber player. So we'll see.
I hope I hope my O's can go on a little run like your boys have. Or we were 10-17, but just got a win against the Yanks, so now 11-17.
mhm.
Road to
um,
500 is what I got circled for my baseball team, man, right now.
yeah, and I can tell you what's going on right now, Jay, just by I'm looking at you in the box score. You're 6-6 at home. You're playing 500 baseball at home. You're 5-11 on the road. You got to be able to win on the road. You
And we
think
got to
that's
play.
just, it's too early in the season to be like, this is a trend, right?
Well, it. I don't know, man. It feels like I wish I could watch a game so I could see what's going on a little bit. Like, is it? But looking at box scores, it seems like I know I said worst ERA in baseball last week. As of last week, that was the case. Pretty sure we're right there. Then we got swept by the Tigers. It doesn't seem like anybody's hitting the ball either. Any of our all stars from last year, I think everybody's batting under 250. Rutschman, Jordan Westberg, Gunnar Henderson, Jackson Holiday, not an all star, but I'm throwing them in there. Um, your big time players ain't hitting the ball, and your pitching staff can't get anybody out. I think it isn't going to be that bad all season. So hopefully, this water finds its level, and then we start playing better baseball. It feels bad to say, but I'm just trying to get to the All Star break, man. You
Would you
know?
like some advice on how to turn it around at the plate?
Yeah.
You got to burn the
Burning
bats,
the
man.
bats.
You
Yeah.
got to burn the bats.
What about the pitcher? Do we got to set a pitcher on fire to get our
Yeah,
pitching staff back together or something?
you may need to sacrifice a pitcher. Um, a
Yeah.
sacrificial offering, may be what it takes. You burn the bats. No, don't kill one of your pitchers, but you may have to.
Pee on
Sh-
one or something?
I don't know.
I don't
Pitchers are
know.
weird, man. I don't know what motivates them. I don't know how you get them going. Um, they're just strange breed of people, you know.
You got to do something to that. Yeah. The there's something that can piss off a pitcher very easily. I want every pitcher pissed off. Like I want them hating themselves for what they've done so far this year. But maybe that's the wrong way of going about this. Maybe we need to build confidence in them.
Here's what you do.
I don't.
I've got it. I've got it. Every pitcher, especially your relievers, right? They're all going to have their little run out song when they run out of the bullpen as part of their routine. Play a different one. Play something that they don't play, a genre of music that they don't like, maybe even a language that they don't speak. Uh, Change up their routine a little bit. Get them out of their head. I Maybe
I
that's
like.
what you do for the pitchers.
It's got to be something, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
It's between the ears, man. This game, as you know, is played, it's won and lost between the ears. So, um, but enough about all that nonsense, Jay. Let's move on. Um, and this is where I ask you what's on your mind.
yeah, man. Thank you for asking. I've told you this. This week, I was reminded how fun one-on-one basketball is
Ooh.
when you just roll out a basketball and play one-on-one with whoever you want. I
Mhm.
think it made me think for a second, is this the greatest sport ever invented? Just because you don't need anything but the ball and the basket and you
Yeah.
you don't need a team. and the competitiveness that can come out. Like when you're playing one on one and you're competitive and you're playing against somebody else that's competitive. In this case, Cody, it was a 12-year-old child, um, about the same height as me, and
So it was a fair match then.
uh, yeah, I
You're the
mean, I
same.
played
You're the
fair.
same height. It's a fair
Well,
match.
you know when you might hit the side of the backboard or airball a shot, and
Yeah.
the kid would take it straight up. If he did that, I'd take it back to the top of the key each time. So there were things that's fair for me playing the child, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now there was a layup or two I made that if this kid you give him maybe 3 more years, he might be beating it, you know, swatting it. If he was a half stepper,
Hmm.
his arms get a little longer. I did beat this kid. He wasn't happy either. I will say this is an athletic child now. He would I wouldn't say he'd start on a middle school basketball team, but he'd make the team as a seventh grader. I know that. Um,
Okay.
but it was I could play I could have ran 5 more games with him if he wanted to keep going. Or I wanted someone else to play. I don't care if I want to win. But the competitiveness from one-on-one basketball, man, it's awesome.
Mm.
It even with this, not even a teenager, this
Yeah.
preteen, it was a blast. It was the highlight of my weekend. Uh, One-on-one basketball, man, play it if you
You
can.
know, I think it's funny when you do stuff like that you used to do all the time as a kid. I bet if you went out and played, you know, backyard football right now, whether it be tackle or just touch, um, you'd you'd be like, man, this is the greatest thing ever. Like I don't want to stop, you know. And uh, basketball, that would be the same thing for me. I think, you know, it's also funny how hard it wears on your body now compared to like how you used to just recover no problem.
Well, dude, I felt I felt like I was 12 years old when I woke up the next day.
You weren't sore.
No soreness. Um, I don't know. It was awesome. It
You're spry, man.
as adults, you don't play as much as, you know, kids all they do is play. So when you get a chance, and that, you know, that goes for the only way you play as an adult is either a sport or I guess with a kid. If a kid's playing with toys or such, you play with them, and that it just doesn't happen often. I think when you're an adult, to
Yeah,
just play whatever. You're right. So that's what it was, man. It was awesome.
it's
Even
beautiful.
horse, even playing a horse before the one-on-one was sick.
Yeah. I mean, I told you that at work there was a little mini basketball hoop we hung up, and I couldn't stop playing it, man. It was like the best thing ever. You know, you miss
Uh-huh.
that kind of stuff, and I don't realize I miss it until I'm doing it. So I'm sure that
Mhm.
was a blast. I'm glad you beat that kid too, Jay.
Yeah, he walked right off.
Yeah, good,
Eh,
good.
I went about 4 for 7 from the 3-point line. I was getting tired and fell in love with it, but kid didn't respect the jumper even after I hit 2 in a row, man.
Man
You
down,
gotta
man
get up
down.
in, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I know you're 5'10", but you're 12, dude. You gotta try. You're not gonna
Yeah,
beat me without trying, I'll tell you that much.
yeah. I uh, I hope he learned something. I hope he took something from that,
I
and
hope I
maybe
don't see him for about 3 years and we run it back and I beat him again.
yeah, that's when it would really sink in for him. Like, oh,
Is it ever gonna happen?
yeah, it's never gonna. Maybe I'll have to try. Uh,
Uh-huh. He'll
that's
probably
good.
be about 6'4" by that time, though,
That's okay, dude. Um, I'm not gonna say his name, but you remember that? little kid in my neighborhood that I played with like once or twice in my old
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood on the eight
Yeah.
foot goal.
Mm-hmm.
I played him once or twice, and I just absolutely, he couldn't he couldn't do anything. And he grew up and played junior college basketball. He had about a 44-inch vert.
Mm-hmm.
Would have absolutely embarrassed me if I had ran into him probably 3 years later. But so get him while you can, though. That's what I
That's
say.
right.
Get him while you can, and then you can say you were part of what built him the way he was.
Well, let me tell you the best part about this. I was playing horse. This kid, he showed up to my nephew's birthday party after I'd been playing horse for probably an hour. And I go talk to him. I hadn't seen him in probably 2 or 3 years. And he was like, he wanted to play horse, play a game of horse. He asked to play one on one. I'm in flip flops. I told you dogs out all summer, man. I said, hold on. Let me go get some shoes, walk to my car, come back in some 2012 LeBrons, man. Everyone's like, what are those? I was like, you're about to find out, kid. You're really
Yeah,
about to find out.
they should
They
have
felt good
respected
on the
it when
foot.
they saw those.
Uh-huh. Just
Yeah.
pulled. It's nice. Nice to keep your basketball shoes in your car, by the way,
Yeah.
in case
Yeah.
anything happens like this.
Yeah. I don't
Long
indulge anymore, but
episode.
I used to keep cleats in my car too, in case football came into the equation.
Well, I got a basketball in my car. I got basketball shoes. I do not have a football, but I need a baseball glove in my car too, and a baseball.
It's good to be
You know,
prepared for stuff like that.
keep all this handy.
Yeah. I do have that
It goes
racquetball
with the
set.
tourniquet you gave me.
Yeah, yeah. That's everyone. If you don't have a tourniquet in your car, get one and learn how to use it. It could save your life. It could save your neighbor's life. That's all I have to say about
That's
that.
right.
Yeah. All right, man. Should we let them off the hook?
Long episode.
We're rambling. We're rambling.
Yeah, cut it. Cut it, and we'll see him next week. We'll see him in
All right.
May.
We'll, we'll,
Mayflowers.
we'll see y'all in May. All right. Have a good week, everybody.